Hello. This is real fence hours. Real fence hours. Yeah, I'm lurking around the temple of Goat versus Fish. You know, just making sure there isn't any trouble around here. Making sure there ain't no trouble around here. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, Karmic. I see you in the chat there. Haven't you ever thought about getting on the fence? Haven't you ever thought about going to the fencey side, even just a little bit? Nah, it's easy. Being on the fence is the easy life, man. You don't gotta versus no goats, don't gotta versus no fish. Goat versus fish is working you too hard. It's like Hakuna Matata. It's like a warthog versus a meerkat. You know what I'm saying? It's super easy to be on the fence. You can get into trouble on the fence. You know, we can have fun. Who out there wants to get into a little bit of trouble with me, huh? Who's looking for trouble? You know, good trouble, bad trouble, you know, whatever kind. You know, we gotta have a little bit of excitement. You know, break a few rules around here. You know, lurk around someone's backyard where we're not supposed to be. That's what I do. I come around here to the temple grounds when no one's here anymore. I just walk around. Hey, isn't this place supposed to be for everybody? Why shouldn't it be for me? I'll hang out. No one's gonna know who I am. You don't know who I am. None of you know who I am. Why does this remind you of DARE? The DARE program? Oh man, the DARE program. I was ripe age for the DARE program. Who else here was in the DARE program? They tried to scare me off drugs, man. They tried to scare me off drugs. I don't think the DARE program really worked, though. It doesn't have a good track record. Hey, it's your local postman. I thought you said, hello, my coconut, to me, your local postman. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your postal service. You don't got to worry about me, Mr. Postman. Post lady. I ain't gonna hurt you. You wrote that essay about DARE, hello my conut? What does that even mean? Tell us about the essay. What does the essay about the conut mean? How's your know me? Psh, man, I was just thinking the same thing. How's your know me? How's your know me, man? I don't know you. You don't know me. Sounds like a little arrangement, doesn't it? You can't track me, I can't track you. We don't know anything about each other. We're just two strangers on the internet having a conversation, just like it should always be, you know? No identification, no IP address, no location, no age, sex, location, no nothing. Anything I say could be complete BS. Anything you say could be complete nonsense. No methods of verification. I'm a guy's son. Son, I'm just a mailman. All right, well, you know, maybe you are, maybe you're not. Are you some guy's son, though? You're some guy's son? Maybe. Maybe you're a robot. You ever thought of that? Maybe I'm a robot. Maybe I'm AI. Maybe I'm not even here. Maybe you're not even here. Maybe none of us are here, man. If you ever thought of that, like, what if none of us were here? So, tell us about being a mailman. Isn't like 99% of the mail you deliver just like catalogs, bills, political mailers, and like advertisements for things that people don't want? Hey, it's Godil. Hey, Godil. Awesome. Someone overdosed at my house party in 2013 and nobody knew him, so we just buried him behind our house. Hey, man, we've all been there, am I right? We've all been there. What if I told you I was that guy? What if I told you I was that guy in 2013 and you buried me alive behind your house? And then I woke up, I screamed. And then someone, I don't know who, dug me out. I got out. I laid low for 10 years. Then I started a YouTube account. And I've been waiting for you to get back in this chat so I could tell you that I know who you are, I know what you did. There's gonna be payback. What up, David, Sarah? I recognize your face, your anonymous face. These are real fence hours over here. My patience? Oh yeah, well you're trying my patience, buddy, here. You know, it takes nothing but patience to be a live streamer. You want to be a live streamer, you need patience, 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 patience. In abundance, you need patience. You got nothing but patience. You have to deal with all this riffraff in the chat. Pay attention to me, read this, read that. Terrible. I have to listen to all your stupid opinions. Pretend I think you're smart. Oh my God, it's exhausting. I saw you at the open mic. Which open mic was that? The Maui Sugar Mill Saloon? Or other? Like you just saw me yesterday? Are you the homie I met yesterday who's gonna come to the July 11th show? Gino and Earl. Well, I think I'd have to see pictures because right now you are just a colon with a V, a colon with a greater than sign. And that's about all I can tell. Toe Jam and Earl. It is kind of like Toe Jam and Earl. I'm just like wandering around this yard. Like, what am I searching for? Am I searching for clues? Am I searching for pieces of my broken spaceship? Am I trying to solve the funk so I can go back to my homeworld? Toe Jam and Earl is like my favorite game that I never played. I mean, I played it, you know, for a couple of minutes here and there, but like, and I know they had a, not a reissue, but like they had a, what do they do? They made the sequel. They brought it back, basically. Graphical updates and stuff. Greatest game I never played. I should play it on stream sometime. These are real fence hours. You enjoyed the morning things? Well, isn't that great? I'm glad you enjoyed the morning things, but right now, it's evening time. Now it's real fence hours where all the fence sitters can come out and play. You can tell me all your deepest, darkest thoughts. So I've got a hike scheduled at the end of this month. But not just any hike, like it's gonna be not like a flat hike. There's gonna be some vertical to the hike. I mean, I've done plenty of hikes like that before. I just feel like I'm a bit out of practice. Now walking around my yard isn't gonna give me the uphill practice that I need, but it is certainly better than sitting around and doing nothing. Sitting around playing Balatro on my phone. So I thought, hey, let's go live, go for a walk around my yard, put in some steps, get the heart rate up a little bit. And then, you know, Goat versus Fish was just too lazy to do it, so you get real fence hours. Isn't that interesting that with the development of the Temple of Goat versus Fish, now there's this other stream type, the real fence hours stream? Be careful what you wish for. I'm like a whole new character up in this. I'm like a whole new guy. The real fence sitter, the mystery saboteur. You know what I think we're gonna do? I think we're gonna start like a fence sitter. You know what fence sitters do? They start splinter cells, because fences are made of wood and they have splinters. We're gonna start a splinter cell within the Church of Goat versus Fish, so we can take over, have an uprising. You know, take down our oppressor, take down the oppressor. Goat versus Fish. Fence sitters unite. We're not very good at uniting. We're not very good at organizing, actually. We're kind of anarchic. And anarchists are not known to organize together very well, because they kind of reject, you know, all authority pretty much on principle. But, you know, this time it's going to be different, guys. Late night content. Real fence hours, Prue Lawrence. Real fence hours. Murray, I'm not the father. T10 says loser. Yeah, you know, I'm a loser. So what? I'm a loser, you're a loser. At least I didn't, you know, ruin America's 250th birthday celebration by having a completely embarrassing, lackluster, artless abomination of a festival in Washington, D.C. for my corrupt friends, you know. That would be a real loser move, you know. So I'm a loser. I'm not that big a loser. The biggest losers just want to be winners, man. The biggest losers just want to be winners. So I'm a loser. So by admitting I'm a loser, I'm not the biggest loser, because the real loser would be like, I want to be a winner, and then they wouldn't be able to hold the L. You know, I can hold the L. Can you hold the L? The L is hot, man. It doesn't want to be held, but I can fucking hold that L. Can you hold the L? I don't think you can. I think you're too much of a puss. Too much of a puss to hold the L, huh? Hold it. Cherish it. Nurse it. Let the L suckle on your teat like a newborn babe. Or can't you handle it? Can't you handle the L? You like the lights? I do have one. I got this light with a 50-foot extension cord. Give me a little bit of light as I round the bend. I've got these lights here, providing me a little light. I've kind of like jerry-rigged this spongy mass on top of this post to allow for more clearance with my head, so I can walk around a little easier. There's a couple of lowercase L's on my desk. Hey, you know, it's a start. Can you squirt? Sure, I'll allow that. Can you squirt? Yeah. Of course I can. I'm sure you can. I mean, can you? Have you ever even tried? To fuck you talking about, big boy? Well, forgotten Primarch. Maybe if you would listen, then you would know. Or maybe you're just too stupid. Maybe you don't understand because you don't have the life experience and awareness to get what I'm talking about. And instead of holding that L, you lash out at me and make me the cause of your problems. What are you talking about, man? Well, how about you tell me something to talk about? How about you give me a prompt? You know, how about you make a conversation? How about you make a statement or an opinion of some kind? You know, and then we can bounce ideas off of each other. Or you could just be like, what are you talking about, dude? The mental gymnastics you are capable of. Oh, that's all I do. It's please tell me more about the mental gymnastics I'm capable of. You know, it's really my only superpower. It's really my whole thing. It's just the ability to do mental gymnastics and then give it back to you. It's like I can't show you my physical gymnastics. You know, if I could do physical gymnastics, then I might really have a following. I might really get some views. Instead, I have to settle for being an intellectual, which, as we know, does not get as many views or hold as much interest. But the people who need it, they want it, they desire it. View messages held for review. Squirt wad a decent soda. I agree. Squirt wad a decent soda indeed. Can I have your number so I can show you my guitar? But I'm a 10-year-old boy. I don't want to be weird. Karma, can you ban Cash Grum? We don't allow 10-year-olds in this stream. Sorry. Go cry to mommy. Go cry to mom. Go talk to your mama. Go ask your mama. Go ask your pop. Oh yeah. If they say they're 10 years old, get them out of here. Get them out of here. Drop the hammer on them. This is real fence hours. This ain't for the kiddies. This ain't for the kiddies. You can only hide them? You don't have banning power? How could that possibly be? I mean, hiding them is pretty, I mean, it's all right. It's same. Well, I mean, okay, there's a timeout, all right. Timeout's good. You should be able to have ban powers. I don't know why you wouldn't. Let me see. You are a managing moderator. Maybe I have to like give you more powers somewhere. But hey, at least you can time them out. I wonder if I cash. I don't know. Just time them out for like an obscenely long amount of time. Time them out for like 24 hours or like a week. If you're gonna ban them, just time them out for like, can you set how much time you time them out for? Just time them out for like a massive amount of time. Oh, ban and hide are the same? Done. Okay. Yeah, we're learning about the YouTubes over here. All right, we got PB Heart 2743. My moose died from eating Nutella and I don't have the space to bury him. Well, maybe you shouldn't have fed the moose so much Nutella then. You got the moose fat on Nutella and now you got nowhere to bury him. You know, maybe next time eat the Nutella yourself and thus lest you become too fat to bury, and then what are they gonna do with you? Maybe you should be concerned less with the moose and more about what they're gonna do with your bloated, rotting corpse once you expire and move on from this world. You know? Moose today, gone tomorrow. Yo, what in the fence is going on? It's real fence hours. It is real fence hours. I'm lurking around the temple of GoatVsFish, going for a walk, putting my steps in, getting some exercise. I'm starting a splinter cell. I'm starting a GoatVsFish splinter cell. We are going to take over the church from within. The fence sitters are gonna infiltrate the church. You know, sometimes we'll even say that we're goat or that we're fish just to get in. And then we're gonna spread the fancy verses on the sly, on the underground. We're gonna spread the fancy verses. We're gonna convert everyone in the congregation into fence sitters. That's what we're gonna do. Then again, I don't really care that much. I'm a fence sitter after all. I'm not really committed to this project. It's more just like a whim, you know, because like at the end of the day, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Splinter sickle cell? No, just a splinter cell. Did I stutter? Anyone else missing their ex-wife? There's the Black Jesus Christ. Black Jesus, man, it's good to have you. It's good to have you here. Although, calling yourself the Black Jesus Christ, isn't that a bit redundant? Like, why would you need to call yourself the Black Jesus Christ when Jesus was obviously black? It just doesn't seem like it's necessary, you know? It's sort of like saying ATM machine. The Black Jesus Christ ATM machine. Like, you could have saved a lot of characters there by just calling yourself the Jesus Christ, and we could all just reasonably assume that you're black. Like, you don't have to spell it out for us, you know? We're not that dumb. We know, okay? It's 2027. We know Christ was black, all right? We get it, okay, dude? I eat mop who? I do. Nutritious and delicious. What is happening? Real fence hours are happening. Real fence hours. Looks like you're about to graffiti goat territory. What makes you say that? Maybe I'm gonna graffiti the fish, huh? You ever thought about that? All the things in the world, you are triggered by a random guy on the internet. I know, man. I don't know why you get triggered so easily. Why do you get triggered so easily, the Black Jesus Christ? It's funny, you're like, oh, you get triggered. It's like, that's what you want, though. You want the streamer to, like, have an emotional reaction and a response. You realize how boring it would be if I were just, like, totally indifferent to everything that everyone here said? You would be like, this is boring, lol, and you would leave. So, like, of course, I'm going to, like, take an emotional position with regard to what you say. Also, I don't think you understand what triggered means, because my response... my response really was too smart for you. I don't think you got the satire at all. And I think anytime anyone responds to you with anything other than lol, haha, you probably just type, oh, so sad that random dude got triggered. Like, can you go back to like 2019 when like being triggered was like a big thing that it was embarrassed to be, man? Oh, you got triggered. Ha ha ha. You have feelings. Ha ha. You feel things. You're not dead inside. It's like, yeah, damn right I'm not dead inside. You're the one who lives the pathetic existence. Ye who are not triggered are dead on the inside. Be triggered always. Locked and loaded, ready to go, ready to fire. Triggered, baby. Are you goat or fish? Don't ask me ridiculous questions. Ferdy Gallagher 3966. I'm a fence sitter, bro. I'm on the frickin' fence, man. Real fence hours. Real fence. Choosing goat or fish is for suckers, man. There's also like 6 people here, lol. Yeah, there's 6, there's 11. How many people would have to be here before you were like, yes, I am satisfied that this streamer has enough people to warrant the existence of the stream? I'm just curious. Like, if I had 100 people, would you be like, there's 100 people here, lol? Because you could, because there are people who have, tens of thousands of viewers, millions of viewers. Are there? I assume there's streamers with millions of viewers. So, like, it doesn't matter how many viewers I have. There can always be someone like you who just comes into a stream and is like, you only have this many viewers. So, like, you're here. In the words of old Ben Kenobi, who's more foolish, the streamer or the streamer who watches the streamer? I don't know. Shoo, go find something else. I'll find someone else to spar with. I'll find someone else to talk to. Or you can hang out and make yourself comfortable, enjoy the conversation. It's up to you, man. It's your life. You do whatever you want to do. It's fence life, baby. Epic bazingas, indeed. You're on the toilet? Good. Good. If you're on the toilet, that means hopefully that your bowels are functioning And that makes you, that's a sign of health. 1 billion, okay, so after 1 billion viewers, then all the trolls will be quiet and be like, okay, you have real viewers. No, at that point, no, here's the thing. If I had like a lot of viewers, if I had like thousands or tens of thousands, then you'd have the same people, but instead of being like, oh, you don't have enough viewers, they would just say, oh, you're probably botting the stream. You've got bots. So yeah, it's just, I mean, look, being a fence sitter myself, I know how to take the contrary position. I know how you guys think. I'm playing 5-dimensional chess. You're playing tic-tac-toe. I know how you roll. Your tricks don't work on me. Foolish creature. I'm like Watto and you're like a Jedi. Your mind tricks don't work on me. What if your wife gets up and sees a masked man around? She may shoot you. Yeah, she may shoot me. She may jump me. She may be like, hey, sexy man, sexy mystery man. Oh no. Are you robbing my house? Oh no. You're not gonna make me do things, are you? You're not gonna make me do compromising things. Oh no, I can't do that, no. What will I tell my husband? How do you know this all isn't part of the role play? You know, we're advanced over here. We got our kinks strong. I am not a bot, but I play one on the internet. Checks out. That story checks out, Bud Morgan. He knows what we're thinking before we think it. Indeed, Whataburger. Man, I'm kind of on a diet right now, and I am getting hungry, let me tell you. I think all this walking is working up an appetite. That's great. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. This fence sitter got to lose a bit of weight. Ooh, Dragon Balls with a timeout. What'd they say? What'd they do? Dragon Balls, what'd they do? What, David with the eyes and the V mouth? What they Dragon Balls? What'd you do? Timed out for what? For how long, Dragon Balls? Talk to me, Dragon Balls. David's a regular chatter. What'd they do? What'd they say? What happened, Dragon Balls? I told you got to wield that sword responsibly. So what was with the ban? What happened? Report. Being provocative. Doing what? Yes, this is a gay stream. If you're not down with gay, go away. It's okay to be provocative. I'm provocative. How long did you time him out for? How long? Did they say something racist or bigoted, or were they just sending like spam? I mean, what'd they do? In your capacity as a mod, you now must justify your actions. Power-hungry mods. What's up, Shoddy? Well, you know, I'm just skulking around. 5 minutes? Okay, you'll be back. Look, if you're still watching, come on back. Don't worry. Don't get all butthurt about it. These are real fence hours. Fancy things happen. You know, the swords are out. They're sharp. The knives are sharp. Real fence hours. It's dangerous out here. If you can't handle the danger, then get out. If you can't handle the risk, then get out. Honest mistake? All right, hey, it's all good, baby. It's all good. We learn together. Sitting on a fence, GoatVsFish will hear about this. Inventive harvest, GoatVsFish ain't gonna hear nothing. GoatVsFish doesn't care. You can be like, oh, there was some fence sitter wandering around. GoatVsFish will just be like, oh, maybe you're the fence sitter. Just accuse you of accusing others. Or, man, look, I'm tired of being afraid of GoatVsFish. It's the fence sitter's hour, man. We've been neglected in the verses for too long. They got this whole temple here now. I'm telling you, this anti-fence aggression is just going to get worse and worse and worse. The followers are becoming more and more fanatic, and us fence sitters are just, you know, we're the butt of the joke. We're the source of all the problems. We're the object of ridicule. And I'm tired of it. us fence sitters are the only one who knows what's really going on. And it's like Goat versus Fish punishes us for having a brain and like taking a stand and like seeing what's up. And then like Goat versus Fish will talk all nice to the fence sitters behind the scenes, be like, oh, thanks for what you do on the stream. But then as soon as you're back on the stream, bam, once again, you're just being made fun of. Not taken seriously, not given charitability. I swear, a goat or a fish could say the same thing, and a fence sitter says the same thing that they do, and the fence sitter will get mocked for it, and the goat or fish will be like met with open arms. It's total BS. Total BS. Hey, it's Foghorn Leghorn. Wait. I say, what are we doing here? Hunting or fishing? Hunting or fishing? Now I say, Foghorn, now I say. We goating and fishing here. We goating and we fishing. We ain't hunting. You have the right to sit on a fence, I guess. Yeah, a lot of good it does me, man. What if I like want to sit on the fence, but I don't want to be on the fence, you know? What if I want to sit on something else? But no, it's like only a fence. Like, what if I want to sit on like this bench right here? What if I want to do that? Can I sit on this bench? Oh, it's allowed. I don't know if it's allowed in the congregation of the church, of the denomination, of the segregation. You know what? They call it a congregation of Goat versus Fish. I call it a segregation. Segregationist. Goat versus Fish is a segregationist. They want to segregate the goat from the fish. And moreover, they want to segregate the fence sitters from the congregation. It's like, oh, Goat versus Fish is for everyone. Well, is it for me? OMG, are you still gay? I'm still gay. I'm still gay. It's not even Pride Month anymore. Still gay over here. You know what is perhaps the gayest thing is that there are still people in this world and on the internet who think that like the biggest insult that you can do is to call someone gay. I cannot even explain how stupid that is to me. I actually saw a show at the Hollywood Fringe Festival that's called You're Gay Now. Spelled You're Gay Now. And it was like this, like hyper, like super Euro gay. And I say Euro gay because like the character was that of like a European gay pop singer who was all about being gay. And it's like, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from Europe. Like, it's like sort of like generic European accents, like no specific country. So that's why I say Euro gay, with a couple of backup singers and sang songs about being gay and about how you're gay and about how you can be a little bit gay, and also about how to get a library card and read books, and also about chicken-free mayonnaise. And the whole time that I was watching and enjoying and laughing at the amazing humor of the You're Gay Now gay show, I was sitting next to a lovely lady, and we were sort of cuddling, we were sort of flirting. I was getting in my heterosexual flirtation during the You're Gay show. That's what it means to have comfort in your own sexuality. Let me tell you, that's attractive. I can sit through a show with man butt, calling me gay, calling everyone gay, being very gay, enjoying the fuck out of it because it was a great show. Does that make me so uncomfortable that I can't flirt with a lady at the same time as all this gayness is going on? No, it just made the flirting more powerful. Even more powerful. Yeah, I think about that. So yeah, I'm gay, whatever. Whatever, or be straight, fruitful, and multiply. Dude, I don't got no kids, do you? 1 cup, 2 bears, 365. Do you have any kids? Are you multiplying? %. There is someone inside watching him do laps. Very concerned for him, and they've tried to help him, but aren't sure what to do at this point. Dude, if I had $1 for everyone who looked at what I do with my life and told me that they were concerned for me and wanted to change my life, wanted to tell me to do something else, told me I'm doing it wrong, told me I should quit what I'm doing. You know, I don't care. I do it anyway. I do it anyway. As long as I'm not hurting people As long as I'm bringing smiles, as long as I'm having fun. Like, what am I doing? I'm getting a little bit of exercise in my yard. Where's the harm in that? It's nothing. Oh, I'm being transgressive by wearing like a ski mask with holes cut out in it that says goat versus fish. Ooh. Whoa, we're breaking the internet over here. You know what? There isn't anyone inside watching me do laps, but you know what? You're watching me do laps. So you're kind of half right. What's funny is you talking to a screen that doesn't talk back, but you do talk back. You chat back to me. Like we are achieving communication. It's actually one of the wonderful things about all of this technology, in spite of, you know, the data centers and the mega corporation of Google and all the bullshit and the listening devices. Like, it is cool that we can actually communicate with each other across these massive distances. Like, that's actually a very neat thing that I don't take for granted. But I guess it is kind of funny that I'm talking to a screen, but hey, well, this is technology, you Luddite. You kind of look like Gabe Owners, the guitarist. Cool. I do play guitar, actually. Poorly, but I do play it. There's nothing more metal than a man wearing a cod piece while shredding guitar. Agreed, especially if the cod piece has spikes on it. More power to Goat versus Fish. Man, why? Goat versus Fish has too much power already. By the way, if you're watching and enjoying this content, subscribe to this channel. Because what's going to happen is Goat versus Fish is going to show up. And they're going to be like, where's that guy? What's this Goat versus Fish all about? And I'm here to warn you, man. I'm here to warn you. You think I'm a taskmaster at Goat versus Fish? Goat versus Fish ain't gonna cut you no slack for your bullshit. So get it all out now during real fence hours, because it's not gonna be tolerated during Goat versus Fish hours. I can tell you that much. This is real fence hours, baby. Real fence hours. Viruses be viruses. Well, and goats be goats and fish be fishes. You do it well, thank you. Thank you. At least you're not eating Barbies and eating Barbies? Oh, eating babies and trafficking children. How about trafficking babies and eating children? What if I were doing that? He is winning these arguments. I can't lie. I know, dude. Astro Reloaded. Thank you. Thank you for being a real person who recognizes what's really going on here. It's nice to know. The thing is, when you win arguments against stupid people on the internet, they're too stupid to realize how owned they're getting. They don't realize it. Because if they were smart enough to realize how owned they were getting, they would be smart enough to like make better arguments and be able to argue better. But they don't. So it's kind of like this Dunning-Kruger effect. Father Time, hey Goat Man, hey Fish Man. You play well, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you. Brandon314 says, say Gabe Owners 3 times fast. All right, let me see if I can do this. Gay boners, gay boners, gay boners. All right, did that work for you? Make the internet man say something. You know, you have about the sense of humor of, you know when that kind of humor peaked? It peaked in like season 1 of The Simpsons when Bart called Moe's Tavern and said, is there a Seymour there? Seymour Butts? Hey, is there Seymour Butts here? I want to see more butts. I want to see more butts. Like that was peak. And that was like 30 years ago. You're an echo of an echo of an echo of a show so far past its prime. And you're still doing it. But I can't blame you for trying. You're here to train? Good. Get stronger. That's what I'm doing. I'm training. The real enemy is AI. Can't disagree. Can't disagree. Don't disagree. You're gay now? Not in time for Pride Month? No, Brandon, you're gay now. One's in the chat if you're gay. One's in the chat if you're gay. Amanda hug and kiss, exactly. Oh, Faith in God is here. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I need God so badly. I need God's light. You know, I felt lost, but now you're here. Hi everyone, I want to spread the good news that Jesus Christ loves so much. So wait, Jesus Christ loves the news? Hi, I want to spread the good news that Jesus Christ loves so much. So Jesus loves the news. I thought Jesus loved people. I thought Jesus loved you and me. But no, it's the news. So Jesus is like obsessed with his own message, like he's smelling his own farts here. He died for you so you could be forgiven for your sins. Heard it. He wants a relationship with you and to turn to God. God bless. And also, Gandalf the Grey returned as Gandalf the White. And removed the curse of Saruman from Theoden, whispered by the slithering worm tongue. That's the part after the Jesus part, right? Sense of humor like a dog turd, indeed. Just another weirdo, too scared to show his true self. We all know you're a weirdo in your community. I mean, I'm definitely a weirdo. Too scared to show my true self? I mean, let me ask you this, man. If every performer ever, what if like masks were just never allowed in any performance of any kind? The history of masked performance is like so long and storied. Like, what would you want to go to like a kabuki theater and look at masks or look at face paints and be like, they're too scared to even show their face? You know, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, this is part of the art. Like, get over it. This is a deliberate choice to do this. And it probably, you know, what about your face? I don't see your face. I see a profile picture. I don't see your face in the profile picture. You know, tell me your detail. Tell me everything about you. Or you're too scared. Losers, man. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Ultimately, it just triggered you. It just triggered you into wanting to comment that I'm too afraid to show my face, so I tricked you into engagement. You're captivated. You want to know what's underneath. Does he have a bald spot? Is he Tim Pool in disguise? Never know. This guy's mad because he thinks everything's an argument. That is correct. Can I ban evangelist bots? Would it make you happy? Would it make you happy to ban evangelist bots, Karmic? Because they're a great source of fodder for me to riff on. But I also understand that, you know, you may take personal satisfaction in banning evangelist bots. You know? I mean, if they come by and they just say like one thing and then leave, then it's pretty harmless. If they just like kept going, it's really... The thing about banning is, as I mentioned before, it's like, as long as it's entertaining, it's kind of permissible, unless they're just being bigoted, or just like repeat spamming messages, or they're harassing other viewers in the chat. That's sort of the three things that you could say. Juan, you can't stop GoatVsFish, so you might as well just accept it. Well, GoatVsFish can't stop me. Sounds really needy, to be honest. Who, me? I'm just a needy fence sitter, lysergic funeral. Man, the chat is moving faster than I'm used to. I think I'm like far behind. I'll have to start skipping. I'll have to start, yeah, part of the art. I mean, yeah, it is. If you don't think that this is art, then, I mean, you can think it's bad art. But, oh, this is absolutely art. I mean, it's literally like the art of our, like, it's a very modern art, live streaming, as a matter of fact. I mean, if you went to a theater and you saw a guy talking on stage in front of 9 people, like, yeah, doing a performance, like, that's art. So how is that any different from what I'm doing here? Let me tell you, do you look at Marvel movies and think that they're art? I think there's a better argument to say that what I'm doing is art than Marvel movies. You need one of those hats? You can get one of those hats. If you go to GoatVsFish.com, that's GoatVsFish, like the verses here. Go to GoatVsFish.com and then click on the merch or the store button on the website. Then it will take you to the Goat vs. Fish store and you can order one of these. And then I will make the money because I will steal it from Goat vs. Fish. Is that your when you're getting pegged mask? No, it's when you're getting pegged mask, Born Supreme. You see how easy it is? It's like, even if you say something that you think is a got you for me, I can just be like, no, you. So like, you got to do better than that. I mean, and that's, you know, that's not an original move. I mean, everyone's got to move like that. Take Pee Wee Herman. I am rubber, you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. That's a long way of saying no, you. So like, if I feel something and I like don't want it to be stuck on me, I just throw it right back to you. I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple. It's not, it doesn't even take any effort. Do better, please. Where is your cape, Batman? It's in the laundromat. It's getting dry cleaned. Pooh man, I salute thy thank you. Thank you, I salute you, Pooh. I salute your Pooh too. There's only one question. Are you goat or are you fish? Ah, app 00076. I see you're an acolyte of Goat vs. Fish. How convenient. Well, I'm a fence sitter and I will never choose goat or fish. Or maybe I will, maybe because I don't even really care. I don't really even care that I'm on the fence. What if you choose nothing? What do you mean? How can, okay, we already did that. Jesus sounds pretty needy. Jesus is extremely needy. But, well, I mean, Jesus, I would say that God is definitely way more needy than Jesus. God is way more about like, you shall have no other gods before me. You can worship only me. God gets jealous. Straight up says like, I'm a jealous and angry God. So, but Jesus is a bit needy too. Like, why have you forsaken me? It's like, it's not all about you, dude. Okay? What is happening? Who the fence is this person? High Five Protege, we've worked together. Don't pretend like you don't know me. Real fence hours. Sandra Horn, I have no idea what you're talking about. Michael Brogan says, I'm thinking goat will win. Which fish shall claim victory over goat? Look, you know, as a fence sitter, I really don't want to get involved in this. But if there are any fish in the chat here, I know I'm not going to call you the congregation. Goat vs. Fish gives you the dignity of being called the congregation. But look, to you, to me, you're just the chat. You're just the chat. You're my little fence sitters. You're my little fence posts, making post after post. I make one big post. That's this post, this live stream. It's a post. You make a bunch of little posts. Make a bunch of little posts. Look, I'll tell you this. I'm holding 15 viewers on this thing. I've seen Goat vs. Fish do these walking around live streams. Sometimes gets up to 16 viewers, sometimes. But look, this fence sitter, effortless, holding it down on the verses. Holding it down. I think it's the mask. I think they see the mask and they're enticed by it. Very cool, thank you. Are you only live on YouTube right now? Yes. Yes, for these vertical walking around streams, this is an only YouTube thing. I know you are, but what am I? Yes, I know you are, but what am I? Exactly. You got to go drum. All right, Celestial Destroyer. We got Black Hole Zun. All right, I'm going to skip all your messages now. I skipped 4 messages. If you said something, you're just going to have to say it again. You have to try desperately to get my attention. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Your ego supersedes your talent. Well, I mean, people like watching people with big egos, don't they? I mean, look at the President of the United States. His ego certainly exceeds his talent. And he managed to achieve the highest office in the land on that account alone. You know, maybe my ego isn't as big as you think it is. Maybe I'm putting on a show of ego. And that you are so convinced that my ego is so big is actually a sign of how talented I am, because I've convinced you that my ego is larger than you think. Maybe I'm so talented that I just want you to think that my ego is bigger than my talent. What's your talent? What are you good at? What do you do in life? What are you so great at anyway? Is there a topic or random? It's real fence hours. It's real fence hours. There's no structure. The only structure is the fence. It's nothing. The structure is I'm walking around, and the majority of new viewers who come in here are trying to make fun of me because that's the nature of the internet, and then I have to take them down a peg because they don't know who they're fencing with, and hopefully it's for your amusement and hopefully it's for mine. Meanwhile, I'm walking around, putting in steps, getting a little exercise, skulking around the temple of GoatVsFish. I am thinking, I want to start a splinter cell within the temple of GoatVsFish. I'm recruiting fence sitters to overthrow the temple. And I'm trying to convince you that if you're goat or fish, that you should throw off the shackles of your oppression and join us on the fence. Freedom for fence sitters. Whomst is the fence sitter? Me. This guy. I'm the fence sitter. You're the fence sitter. This is sabotage hours. Sabotage. Step on the fence. But that's where I sit. Jesus is the Almighty who makes Satan a footstool biatch. Nah. See, that's the thing you guys don't get about Satan. You guys give Satan so much power. You guys give Satan so much power. Like they think they're like, Satan this, Satan that. Satan ain't got nothing on Jesus. Whose name are you invoking over and over and over again? Satan. Like in a world of where there's like supposed to only be one God, Satan clearly has like supernatural like powers, supernatural like spiritual, mystical isn't the right word, I guess, but kind of like Jesus, like Satan has powers. Like Satan is actually like, you may say, oh, Satan just gets crushed by God so easily, but like quite the contrary. Like Satan is clearly like the only worthy rival to God, it would seem. There are stories that, is it the story of Job? Is it like God and Satan like bargain and negotiate and play little games with our lives? Like Satan is a very powerful force. So it's sort of like the Worf effect. Do you know the ragdoll thing in I forget what the term is in TV tropes, but it's like you got this character like Worf, the Klingon in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and they're like made out to be like, ooh, this dude is strong dude. This is the strongest dude around. Actually, Data is the strongest dude around, but putting that aside for a second, right? Worf is like the strong dude. This is like established, right? So then when you want to introduce an alien threat and show how badass the alien threat is, then the first thing you have to do is like take Worf out. It's like, oh my God, that dude took out Worf. That dude's strong. Like, oh, big threat. But then by the time you're on like, the fourth season, you're like, damn, Worf is just getting his ass kicked over and over and over again by every alien that ever fucking shows up. So I guess Worf isn't that strong after all. One place where this was put into decent effect, if you want a more modern example, is in the Avengers Infinity War. In whatever the two-parter was with Thanos in the first part, what do they do? Part one, Loki tries the deception. Loki, who was like the big bad guy of the first Avengers movie, tries to get Thanos with the trickery, fails. But then it's like, okay, well, the deception failed. Loki was the first big bad guy. He fails. Deception failed, but he's like, we have a Hulk. And then Hulk comes out, beating up Thanos. They're like, let him have his fun. And then Thanos just overpowers the Hulk and throws him down. And then it's like, whoa. This is like a threat that we've never faced before because the Hulk had been established through so many other movies as being so unstoppable. And then Thanos takes him out like real quick. And then you're like, oh my God. It also like creates some new dramatic tension because, because they got it out of the way early. because you could always be like, well, he hasn't fought the Hulk yet. But by putting it right at the beginning of the movie, now you no longer, now in your head, you can't be like, well, eventually he's gonna have to fight the Hulk, and then what'll happen? Like, it's already been established. So now you can move on narratively, right? But you can imagine, like, if Hulk got his ass beat up like every movie to establish how badass the villain was, and it was overused, then eventually you'd be like, well, the Hulk actually isn't that badass anymore. So it doesn't mean anything when the Hulk gets beat up. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. Or if his goat, probably. Although he's got kind of, his face could be like fish coated. Do you think we are in the aftermath of the 1,000-year millennium? What does that even mean? The 1,000-year millennium? Aren't all millenniums 1,000 years? The aftermath? Like, aren't we literally in the aftermath of the year 2000 happening? Aren't we in the 2000s? Thanos' fish? I could see that too. The Marvels is just throw up. I mean, it is just throw up. But I'm not saying it's good per se. I'm just saying, like, I'm just calling out these, like, very obvious story beats for what they are. I mean, you can say what you want about how terrible the Marvel movies are. You know, they're kind of like dumb popcorn movies. But, you know, they do what they do competently enough, right? It may be the same story over and over again, but they actually tell the story. Like, it's coherent, you know, for the most part. They use the tropes. They do the thing. The Jesus reign. What about it? Time is going in reverse. That would explain a lot about Hi-Fi Protege if he just was experiencing time in reverse all the time. That would explain why he wants everything to start again, and why you'll ask him a question, and then he'll like answer you. He'll like answer a question that you haven't asked yet, or he'll like answer a question that you asked him before. He'll like answer you like one question behind. So maybe if time is going in reverse for him, then that would actually make a whole lot of sense. One's in the chat if time is going in reverse for you in particular. One's in the chat if you're watching this backwards. Who the hell is this? This is, I'm the fancy guy. I'm the fence sitter. I don't know if I have a name. It's just real fence hours. What brand of blush do you wear? I wear in-app filter blush, where I push a button and the in-app filter makes it look like I have blush. Why? What brand of blush do you wear? Fence sitting is the pathway to bird versus bear. I don't know about that, man. Look, just because I'm on the fence doesn't mean I'm a bird versus bear sympathizer. Bird versus bear is just as dumb as goat versus fish, if not dumber. I do like the bird versus bear sticking it to goat versus fish and all that, but like, if you think that fence sitting is the past the bird versus bear, I think that's just goat versus fish dogma, or catma, or whatever. Time happened at the same time for everyone. How would you know? How could you know that? How could you be so sure about that? I'm glad for a chance to actually directly talk to you. I mean, you know, who says that this isn't the character either? Psycho Grandma 6. I mean, I'm like the Fensily guy. I mean, this is clearly another character, isn't it? It's clearly another mask. It may be a lazy character, but it's still a character. Time is catching up with our consciousnesses. I think you give our consciousnesses too much credit. I think our consciousness are trying to catch up with time is more likely. Fence Sitters Anonymous. Exactly. Fence Sitters Anonymous, indeed. I mean, that's actually the way to put it, man. Inventive Harvest, because fence sitters like to be anonymous, and I'm anonymous. So this is real Fence Hours. It's also Fence Sitters Anonymous. That's what we need to do. So I had an idea, you know, like we'll have in the temple. We'll have events in the temple, and one of the events will be like anarchy style fence sitter gatherings, where we like gather around and we talk about how to overthrow goat versus fish, but we're all like just anarchists and just want to like drink Coca-Cola and like eat Cheetos and not really do anything. We just talk about making plans that we never actually are going to organize and do, because We're disorganized anarchists who've given up on life, but it's fun to LARP. But then there can also be like Fence Sitters Anonymous, where everyone comes and everyone like wears a mask, so you can't see who they are. And then like known goats and fishes can show up wearing masks with the holes cut out. And it's like, it's Inventive Harvest, but like we all sort of agree that we're all anonymous, but then you come back to the congregation later and you're kind of like, you look at each other and it's like, dude, I know you've had fancy thoughts. And they're like, yeah, but I know you have fancy thoughts too. So we kind of have each other in a little Spanish fiasco, a little standoff where we both know each other's fancy secrets. And if one gets revealed, then so does the other. Fence sitters like to be anonymous. They certainly do. Many do. I mean, some like to shout their name very loudly. Others just like to be anonymous and hidden. Wisdom is mine. Okay, well then, if your name is Wisdom is mine, then I expect to see a lot of wisdom happening right here, right now. If you can't understand what is consciousness purpose, you can't use it more effective. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Wisdom is mine. Consciousness is purpose. Consciousness has no purpose. It has a function, I guess. But purpose? Nah. Purpose is an illusion. Unless the purpose of consciousness is to create the illusion of purpose. That's kind of actually what it does, in a way. Sounds legit to me. It is legit. Too legit. An anarchist organization is very ironic. Exactly. Well, it comes from personal experience. I studied abroad in Greece. I did like a 3-month study program in Greece during college. And I was just, wandering around Athens, in some of my free time, exploring the city. And I kind of ended up, I was at this coffee shop with this girl. It wasn't really a date. It was like kind of a date. I don't know what it was. She was Greek, but she spoke, very good English. She was asking me questions, pointed political questions like, do I like Michael Moore, for example? And she was telling, and then she's like, I'm part of an anarchist group. Like, do you want to come by our anarchist meeting? And I was like, okay, like, this sounds interesting. And so like, we went into this like, not a hotel, like a 2 or 3 story, like house unit apartment thing. And there was like this room and there was like 5 or 6 chairs in it. And there were people just sitting around kind of just like talking in like low voices. Maybe there was like some drinks. And I was like, so what are you guys doing? Like, are you organizing things? How can you be organizing things if you're anarchists? Like, do you guys have an authority? Do you guys have like memberships? Do you guys have like a structure? Do you guys throw Molotov cocktails at things? Like, what's going on? I don't think she appreciated my line of questioning. I later bumped into her like a month later, and she was a weird one. But I did get to like sit in briefly on an anarchist meeting where I didn't know what anyone was talking about because they were all talking in Greek. But I got like the vibe though. I got the vibe. So the mannerisms man. Oh, Father Time turned 69 this year. How did that happen? Probably 68 years happened before that. When you become GoatVsFish and even change the voice, how much of it do you find really kind of take over yourself? You balance a lot of personalities. Well, I mean, it is kind of like a flow state, I guess. Like when you're in it. I mean, it does take energy and focus, but part of that is just the focus of performing. I think that there's such a thing as talent and there's such a thing as skill. I think I have a talent for characters. When I was younger, there were these like days at school. There still are these days, but like on the calendar, there's this thing called like Talk Like a Pirate Day. And I just like talk like a pirate literally the whole day, from start day to the end of the day. Like the stereotypical kind of like, yar, be a pirate. And I was just like, you know what? I just decided at the beginning of the day, like I will not change my voice. I'm going to talk like a pirate all day. In class, on the playground, all day. And I did it. And then I was very impressed with myself. I was like, 10, 11 years old or something. Maybe even younger, I don't know. And I was like, hey, I just like decided to talk like a pirate, and I was able to do it all day. And that's just, I don't know, mental fortitude, commitment. You just have to decide to do it. And then when you have that feeling like, I'm tired of talking like a pirate, you just don't indulge it. You just be like, well, I'm going to talk like a pirate anyway. And eventually it just kind of becomes like, it's like an on-off switch. Like you can turn it off, you can turn it on. Time goes faster as you get older, gaining momentum once you're over the hill. That's a good little analogy. Broken English, oh great. Cosmic vision. What the hell are you talking about? What's wrong with broken English? I thought a guy with cosmic vision would have a bit more vision than that. Instead, you're concerned about broken English. Oh, great. So fucking lame. Define consciousness? No, you define consciousness. You're the one who used it. Wisdom is mine. What a lovely trick. You say to me about the purpose of consciousness. You gave me a statement about the purpose of consciousness. If you don't understand goat versus fish. If you don't understand the purpose of consciousness, then whatever, then something. So you define it. Oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book. I forget what the name of it was though. It's one of these like logical fallacies. There's ones, I know there's one called like the Mott and Bailey, you know, I forget what that one is. That one's fun though. Yeah, it's one of these logical fallacies where you create a parameter, you introduce a parameter, and then you try to force your opponent into defining it when it was actually you are the person who made the argument in the first place. What the deuce? Hello, bird brain. This is real fence hours. When the fence sitters come out to play. The fence sitter has taken over the stream. We're stealing the goat versus fish technology. We're hacking into the accounts. We're recruiting fence sitters like you, bird brain. Come on, you're a bird. You're not a goat. You're not a goat. Goat versus fish is never gonna respect the chickens, man. Goat versus fish doesn't have no respect for chickens, man. Get on the fence with me. An anarchist organization with a leader and rules. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think that I've learned a little bit more about anarchism and its many flavors since then. And yeah, an anarchist organization can have leaders and rules. I think anarchists are, some anarchists might reject all forms of authority, but I think that anarchists can be okay with provisional authority. Just to say, like, if there's a particular task we want accomplished, then as long as we all consent to giving someone specific authority in a very specific context, but like with the understanding that that authority could be revoked at any time, and then no one's like really beholden to it. It's more just like an agreement. So like, but you can imagine that anarchists wouldn't be particularly good at organizing for various reasons, but yeah, you can have a leader even in an anarchist situation, because your anarchism might be more just like about, entrenched political power. You object to entrenched political power that sort of perpetuates its own existence through oppression and won't be challenged, which is a different thing than like a more organic humans getting together and just like deciding like, oh, are we gonna like raise the barn? Well, like, who has the most knowledge about that? You? Okay, then, like, for the purpose of raising the barn, like, you're kind of in charge, you know? And it's almost like you don't necessarily even need to say they're in charge. Like, they don't have any authority. You just kind of agree that you're gonna do what they say in the context of raising the barn because, like, it's in your interest, it's in their interest, and it just kind of makes sense because they have the most knowledge about it. So like they say, hey, go do that. And you're like, okay, I will do that because, not because you have any real authority, but just because I choose to do that thing and because I recognize that you have the knowledge and I want to accomplish this goal and I'm trusting you in the interim. You know, but then once the task is over, then like that authority just immediately dissolves. But there will always be authority in a social context is the thing. Anytime groups of people get together, no matter how equality-minded they are, there will be dominant personalities, there'll be submissive personalities. There will always be, and this is the beginning of politics, really. It's just what happens, you know. I think in a way that's, for me, that's kind of what a really good friendship is when you can spend time with each other and just enjoy each other's company without like vying for like power in the dynamic. Like you're just agreeing to like be equals with one another. But even among friends, like though it doesn't have to be acknowledged always, like there are of course hierarchies, you know, there are of course it's just, you know, different personality types and different people with more social authority. Also depends on the context, you know. In the Church of GoatVsFish, I have more, you know, social authority, but if I were to go to a Radioactive Chicken Head's show, you know, Birdbrain has more authority. It just kind of is what it is. You know, this is like me as a student of sociology, just saying like it's just part of what it is to be human, you know. But we also have consciousness, and we can try to not let it get under our skin, and just you know, and be cool with each other. I have talent and skill, man. Well, thank you. I've seen you act like a pirate in way before videos. Oh yeah, we love acting like a pirate. I share knowledge to people who are humble, but not moron and stupid fool who think you know everything. You know, I agree. That's the same way I feel. Wisdom is mine. So, so do you think I am a moron and stupid fool who think you know everything? Is that what do you think that that's me? Because if you do think that's me, then you're doing one of either two things. You say you share knowledge to people who are humble, but not moron and stupid fool who think you know everything. So if you think I am a stupid moron, I'm not saying you do, but if you think I'm a moron who think you know everything, then that would mean that this statement you just made to me is not knowledge because you shared it with me. So what you're sharing with me now is not knowledge, because unless you think I am humble and now you're sharing knowledge with me because like you're sharing with me that you don't share to people who stupid and think you know everything, but you only share knowledge to people who are humble, which says to me that you must think I'm humble because you're sharing this knowledge with me, right? I think that's how it goes. You don't think the baklava was made for your head? Robespierre, I beg to differ. I'll eat all the baklava, except I won't because I'm gluten-free and it's made of phyllo dough. None of what you're ranting makes sense. So? Hey, Adam S. More of a mid-Atlantic accent. Who, the pirate? You don't even know the basics of consciousness. Dude, you don't even know the basics of consciousness. Once again, it's classic projection. It's like, you think you know everything. You think, I mean, you don't know the basics of consciousness either. And if you do, then tell me. Share your wisdom. Does being a contrarian give you greater willpower than most? I don't know if it gives you greater willpower, but in order to be a contrarian, you do at least have to have the baseline like ability to, because like, you know, if you're going to be a contrarian, you know that people are going to like sometimes react like defensively towards you. So you do have to be willing to accept their slings and arrows. But of course, a lot of people just get off on the attention of that. You know, they like being a contrarian because they like it. Maybe they like it when people get angry at them. You know, maybe it's because they have some kind of trauma response. Maybe the only affection they got when they were young was when their parents were angry at them. So now they seek to make other people angry so they can feel the affection again. I don't know. It's different for everyone. But I suppose maybe there's something to that. Maybe you do need to have more willpower to be consistently contrarian. But then again, you know, for some people it might not be an issue of will. Some people might just be like reflexively, sort of almost instinctively contrarian, and like they're in no more control over their contrarianism than an agreeable person is over being agreeable. So it's less an issue of willpower, and it's more just like a sort of like an unconscious behavior that they can't control and they just do. So that might not be willpower after all. I don't know. It's a good question. What you need to understand is that once you've chosen goat or fish, then you have chosen goat or fish. As much as it pains me to say it, that actually does sound pretty reasonable. Can't even spell cosmic right? It's all just part of the bait. So at a very early age, you found you had a talent to really mentally switch up the personalities, huh? Well, I said I was able to talk like a pirate. That doesn't necessarily mean I've switched up my personality. Also, you know, you could say that goat versus fish, you know, is just, I mean, any character that you do, any character that you put on is you. It has to be, because it comes from you and you're still you. So it may be a amplification of certain parts of your personality and a reduction in other parts of your personality, but it's still you. Which hill would that be? I don't know what hill. Oh, the hill, the going down the hill. Yes, the hill of age. Thunder MJ Studio. Can you breathe okay? Yes. Can you breathe okay? Should I leave then, since I'm goat? Hey, I didn't tell you to leave, Bird Brain. I want you to stay right here. These are just real fence hours here. You know, as a fence sitter, I don't care really. I don't care what you do, man. You do whatever. Has goat versus fish surprised even the person portraying him? I mean, have you ever surprised yourself? I'm sure you have. Have you learned that communism is gay? I mean, I think that's pretty good. I mean, let me put it this way. Any political ideology that isn't gay is not worth having. Look at the political ideologies that aren't gay. I don't know, take like Christo-fascism. It sucks. And actually, it's probably the most gay ideology there is, because they're all closet cases. So I'd much rather have an ideology that was publicly gay and openly gay, as opposed to like repressed gay. Because repressed gay isn't good for anyone. Crispy bacon. Vote versus Gish. Indeed. Savage Fox. Hello, Savage Fox. Hey, it's Ghostbusters, Thunder MJ Studios. I dig your logo, man. I love the Ghostbusters. Time to go to bed. Good night, Bird Brain. Oh, man, this is cool. The chat's just flying by. I'm like way behind on the chat. I'm used to reading everything. Big Husky, what up? I can ask you the same thing. Theo likes painting. What do you like to paint? See? Theo likes painting is telling me something about themselves. Team Goat. Well, good for you, I guess. I'm on the fence myself. I don't choose goat or fish. You paint goats? Well, you know, why don't you send a picture of your goats that you painted to the Goat versus Fish Instagram? And why don't you subscribe to this channel? If you're watching, you're enjoying this, subscribe to this channel. I am enjoying the views and the attention we're getting. We've been above 10 for most of the stream here. I've been walking for over an hour. That's good. Let me see. Checking my schedule now. All right. Responding. See, I have people that want to hang out with me and do stuff with me because I am actually socially adept. Sounds good. All right. As much as it pains me to say goodbye to all these viewers, because I still need to get some more hours, you know? I need to get more hours. I need to get more hours to get to my 4,000 hours. And we are averaging like 15 to 19, so I guess I'll give you a little more time. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. We're squeezing out time. We're squeezing out the hours, ladies and gents. I voted for prom queen in high school, but the chick lost. Well, you needed to stuff the ballot box. Judy 29, Team Edward or Team Jacob? Well, is Edward the goat and Jacob the fish, or is Jacob the goat and Edward the fish? Hello, Megan Collins, how you doing? Get off the fence, blasphemer. Oh, don't tell me what to do. I always find it fun that when people say, don't tell me what to do, you are telling them what to do because you're telling them not to tell you what to do. It's sort of like the paradox of tolerance, isn't it? So saying when you're playing a character, it has to be you. If someone truly understood Goat versus Fish, would they understand you better, or would they understand someone entirely different? Well, this is, what you could say. Some people are like, oh, I don't know anything about the person behind Goat versus Fish. It's like, but you do know something about the person behind Goat versus Fish, though. You know that the person behind Goat versus Fish has chosen to portray Goat versus Fish and all of the things that come with it. And you can infer and logically deduce, perhaps, or at least get some ideas. You'd think, well, what kind of person would do that? What would their values be? What would they be interested in? What is Goat versus Fish trying to accomplish? I can assume that Goat versus Fish has goals that are in some way aligned with the person because they're trying to advance some kind of agenda. So when someone's portraying a character, you absolutely can learn something about them through the character that they present. As long as you know that it's a character, I suppose. I've been waiting to find the art of being Goat versus Fish. I mean, the mystery is what makes it compelling, Psychogramma 6. If you can understand that, then you've come a long way to understanding Goat versus Fish. If you had all the answers, it would be very boring. What do you think keeps people interested? What do you think keeps them entertained? Be careful what you wish for. You want to have all the answers? You'll be bored out of your skull. All right, well, we've dropped below 10 viewers. I blame myself. Oh, wait, no, we're back at 11. If we fall below 10, then, I might just end the stream. 10's a good number. 10's a good number for, gaining watch hours. But then again, I have been live streaming for, I guess I could go for another 7 minutes. Another 7 minutes and I will have done an hour and a half. So go on, get out your final questions, final verses. Final verses. This is pretty dumb. I think I'm out of here. Well, that's okay. Only dumb people think this is dumb. And only a dumb person would chat to say that they think it's dumb. So, peace. Has Goat versus Fish taught you anything, man? No. Make a pilgrimage and you will find the answers you seek, Psychogramma 6, indeed. To be fair, Psychogramma 6 is attempting to make a pilgrimage. We have to decide. We have to decide if we're going to let Big Fence into the inner sanctum or not. We're a little hesitant, given all of the non-consensual hugs that have been threatened. I don't take kindly to that sort of talk. I don't like hearing about non-consensual hugs. That makes me a little hesitant, Psychogramma 6. So you got to be on good behavior. Being on good behavior will increase your chances. Listening and being agreeable and understanding that no means no. That will go a long way. Sooner or later, you will choose. Maybe so. Maybe so. That's pretty dumb. Cable dog. That is pretty dumb. Yeah, we like being a little shisty over here, you know? Real fence hours. This is only for the shady characters. You know, if you're not an internet edgelord, then what are you even doing in this chat? Looks like California? Well, maybe you're right. It wasn't a real thing. Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know you, though. All I know is what I get from the internet. I mean, you can clarify now, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know in the moment. In the moment, I don't know. And you know, I have to rebuke you in the moment because I can't set an example for the congregation. I have to let them know that that sort of thing won't slide in my congregation. Non-consensual hugs, not okay. So I have to push back. By my honor and out of respect for the congregation, I have to push back and be like, no, we don't tolerate that sort of thing. You understand? We're trying to set a good example here. Your mask is just a fence that you hide behind. He is extremely needs. Well, tell me about your needs. Cable Dog, tell me about your needs. How are you? I'm doing great, Shreya Spectrum. How you doing? It's Shreya. It's Shreya. Are you Shreya the ambivert? Wait a second. Why do I feel like I've heard of you before? Like this is my first stream, but the name GoatVsFish conjures up a certain image in my mind. I feel like I've seen you in the past. You may have. GoatVsFish has been around for a long time on the internet. GoatVsFish has been seen on America's Got Talent, on Kill Tony. GoatVsFish has been seen with Green Jellÿ. GoatVsFish has been seen the Radioactive Chicken Heads. GoatVsFish has been at the Comedy Store on the Ding Dong Show. GoatVsFish has been to many conventions. GoatVsFish has been to Willytown, Indiana. GoatVsFish has been to Hawaii. GoatVsFish has been in a lot of places, so it's quite possible you've heard the whispers, or maybe you just saw a sticker, or maybe someone mentioned it. Thank you for liking the mask. You can purchase one of these masks if you go to GoatVsFish.com and click on merch and click on store. You can find one of the masks in the store towards the bottom of the page. What's more gay, a consensual one or a non-consensual one? Obviously, a consensual one is more gay. I mean, you want it to be as gay as possible, right? Let's see, reading Psychogramma 6's comment. Oh no, I understand. I agree. I trust you, and I appreciate your clarification. I'm glad we had this chat. Mud Morgan says, I have an aluminum foil sculpture of a goat. Is that considered idolatry? I mean, I'm just a fence sitter. I don't know much about GoatVsFish theory, but I think what you should do is take a picture of it and send it to GoatVsFish and see what GoatVsFish says. It's Shreya the ambivert. Hell yeah. I mean, I bet GoatVsFish would want all of you to just be making aluminum sculptures of goat and fish all the time and like making them battle and doing little stop motion videos. Just building like shrines. That's what I need to do. I mean, if GoatVsFish were serious, GoatVsFish would challenge you all to make your own personal shrines to GoatVsFish, or like a shrine to goat or a shrine to fish. And then we have like a shrining contest and you all submit your shrines and then like we rate them on a scale of goat to fish or something. The shrine challenge, who can make the best shrine? I think that'd be pretty cool. And then you all share your shrines with each other. Real shrine hours. May I ask why you are walking outside? Well, the weather is nice and cool. I have this yard, so I might as well use it. I wanted to I've been kind of neglecting my exercise lately. So the least I can do is give myself a little bit of walk. You know, you got to walk the dog, right? Well, I can walk myself. I can take myself for a walk. And as long as I'm walking, might as well live stream. Rack up a few hours, give you some, but then it's like real fence hours. You know, this didn't used to be a thing, the real fence hours, but it's becoming a thing now. It's becoming a thing. We're branching out on the GoatVsFish channel, new content, real fence hours. Well, enjoy this privileged chance. And thank you for your attraction. But maybe this chance is sort of like the Hulk getting beat up or Worf. Maybe this chance won't feel as privileged once Real Fence Hours becomes a more regular segment. You know? You know? Thank you for your fascination. Does Goat versus Fish does exercise? Oh yeah, there's been Goat versus Fish workout streams, for sure. Oh hey, it's Tsunami Bit for Fish. Hey, how about that? Welcome back, Tsunami. Hey, can one of you like the stream so we can say we got 20 likes on the stream? That'd be great. Just for funsies, you know? Just for funsies, rapunsies. Racking up those hours, baby. Rack them up. Sorry, sir. No need to be sorry. Oh man, I already liked it. Well, then that's good. Hey, and we're up to 21. How about that? Done, says Karmic. Man, I had to remind Karmic to like the stream. Up to 24. Oh my gosh, you guys were holding out on me. Don't ever withhold the likes, guys. Always give the like. Always give the like. Give the like, give the sub. I mean, come on. It helps spread the show. I already like the stream. I cannot like it again. Yeah, I should be able to like it more than once. You deserve all the likes. Well, thank you. And just like that, we're up to 25. Amazing. Like half the people in here didn't like the stream. What the hell, guys? I thought and you know, now you wonder why. Why do these YouTubers every time they're always like and subscribe, like and subscribe? And it's like, why do they say it every time? I'll tell you why. Because half of you still weren't doing it until I told you to do it. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. Withholding. Are you withholding? Are you holding? Who's holding out on me? One's in the chat if you're holding out on me. One's in the chat if you holding out. You remind me so much of Alan's character from Resident Alien. I don't know that, I think I've seen that show. Like at least parts of the show, but I haven't watched much of it. So I can't say I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'll take it as a compliment. Yes, we feed the algorithmic beast. Juan. Does a fence sitter celebrate? I don't know, some do, I guess. Do you ever feel responsible for the philosophy people take away from Goat versus Fish? Because people get really into Goat versus Fish, says on a big level, you know? Well, I had some thoughts about that. You know, for a while I kind of resisted that notion. But a couple of years ago, at this point, I think I kind of came to terms with it and said, you know what? You know, I have to accept that I'm a leader. I have to accept that I am in a leadership role by default. That doesn't mean I have to take responsibility for every action or every thought that anyone ever had about Goat versus Fish, because I'm not in control of everyone. You know, it is ultimately up to me to perpetuate the thing and to spread the message that I want, to share a message that I want to share. And if I try to shy away from that, then I am only limiting the potential for growth that the philosophy has and the channel has, sort of by the nature of it. So I have, to a certain degree, embraced that I am the de facto leader and sort of progenitor of this ideology and philosophy, while simultaneously acknowledging that it is a collaborative experience where we're all kind of making it together to a degree with a lot of audience participation. But that's okay, you know. Every comedian that's out there, if they have a fan club, you know, everyone's a leader of their own little cult, especially if you're an entertainer. And especially as someone, like, I don't have management. I'm managing all my own affairs. So, you know, I've embraced that and said, that's okay. You know, people can follow me or they can not follow me. People can learn what they can from me or not. And that's, you know, that a lot of that's beyond my control, but, you know, I can't be afraid of that. If I'm afraid of that, then the project is kind of doomed to fail before it starts, you know? But it does entail a certain degree of responsibility, certainly. That's just life, you know? That's life. If you want to be a project, if I want to inspire people to make art, if I want to inspire people to help me build the temple of GoatVsFish, then I do have to exhibit certain characteristics of leadership and organization. Otherwise it wouldn't get done. So I have to, you know, I think there is a certain degree with all the humility required of it. You know, I do sort of, it's almost like out of respect for the congregation, I have to step into a leadership role, because like, you don't want to be like a chicken, like a fence sitter with their head cut off. You know, if I ask people to help me out on a project, but I'm not willing to be a leader, then it's sort of like I'm just asking people to do things without any guidance or without any incentive, you know? So I think if I'm going to dare to ask people to contribute to a project, then I need to be willing to accept the role and responsibility of a leader in that context. Otherwise, it's sort of disrespectful to them. Now, I know that this kind of positive philosophy of leadership is not what we normally associate with the idea of leadership, because if you look at our politicians and you look at what power looks like and what leadership looks like in most of the world, it's pretty rotten. But leadership can also be a very noble thing if it's done with respect. And you know, as humans, we do look for leaders, and it doesn't mean that I have to be the leader of everything in your life at all times, but it does mean that within the context of this project, you know, I'm the leader. It just is what it is, right? Yeah, the pretty lights, yes, I put those up. It's like the bare minimum, but they are pretty, and I did put them up. It is a bit of a contradiction. Yeah, you know, life is full of contradictions. Life is full of goat versus fish. You do your morning chores, that's perfect. And I love that you're calling it MM, it's catching on. Yeah, if you're doing your morning chores during the morning motivational, that is perfect. I'll keep that in mind. I'll give it a call out on the next stream. In Soviet Russia, the fence sits on you, indeed. Shreya says, I'm a fence sitter and I'll celebrate with you. Ah, looks like the fence sitters are dancing on the fence. Fence dancers. Love the life you live the life you love. Wait a minute, love the life you live the life you love. Can you love the live you life? Can you life the live you love? Life you live you love? Live you love. You are one of the people who helps make the world less rotten. Well, thank you. That's pretty much the least I can do. Like, if I'm making the world less rotten, then I feel like I am doing a good job, because a lot of people in the world don't make the world less rotten. So regardless of how many viewers or how much success I have in this arena, if what I'm doing, because hey, there's a lot of people who are way more famous than me, and they are making the world a lot more rotten. So if I can at least, you know, feel that I'm making the world less rotten, then, you know, I think I set a goal for myself when I was very young. I was like, what is a goal, sort of a philosophy of life that I could have? Like, I can't be completely selfless, because that's kind of like not doable, given that we're like human ego creatures. So it kind of has to be about me and my life, but I'd also want it to be something where I'm like giving back. And then I thought of the phrase, make the world a better place for me having been here. So like, it is about me, and I get whatever credit is due to me should I succeed in this endeavor. And I can be proud of myself, and I can be happy for myself. I can even be a little bit smug about it if I want. But if in the end, the world is a better place for my presence, It's sort of like saying when you go to, like when you have a picnic in a park and you're like, oh, leave it cleaner than when you got here, like that kind of philosophy. So, you know, if I am succeeding in doing that, then that's great. Altruist, antichrist, altruist, anarchist, atheist. I don't know if I'm actually an anarchist, to be clear. I have some anarchist sympathies, but I don't think I don't think I'm truly an anarchist. Anarchism is like a spice. You know, any of your political philosophies, you want just a dash of anarchism in there because you always want to, as what do you say? Question authority, right? Question authority. That actually be a good bumper sticker. Psycho Grandma 6, can you put that in the file? It's a bumper sticker and it says, question authority. Ask it, are you goat or fish? Something like that. Question authority. Are you goat or fish? I think it'd be great to go and get a press pass and go into the halls of Congress and ask Congress members if they're goat or if they're fish, and then just record the interviews. When the aliens say, take me to your leader, you'll send them to me, oh no. And you will ask them if they're goat or fish, oh yes. Yes. Can I ask how GoatVsFish changed you in the biggest way? Because you can't build something like that and commit as much as you do without some sort of interchange, despite needing to play a character. I don't think I will answer that question directly. I mean, even me talking about like my attitude towards leadership evolving, like that already is partially answering that question. So I don't think I will answer that with a direct answer. I think that through the power of conversation and exploration, that will sort of be revealed in more indirect ways. Who is this person that has stolen the GoatVsFish phone? It is I, Sensual Sloth. It is I, the fence sitter. I'm the fence-ily guy, the mysterious masked fence sitter. Steals and controls the technology of GoatVsFish behind the scenes, operating just under the crown of GoatVsFish. There'll be none in the visor. I'm going to sabotage the whole thing. We're going to take it all down from in the inside. You tried to make the world a better place than how you found it by playing Pearl Jam. You were one step ahead of me, Adam S. One step ahead. Well, not just for bumper sticker, but for the particular question authority. Ask it, are you goat or fish? Or question authority, quote, are you goat or fish? Question authority, ask, are you goat or fish? Something like that. You finna rob someone? Yeah. Yeah, I am. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna rob you of your time and attention, the most precious assets you have. Well, PB Hart, that story doesn't sound very likely, does it? Sounds like a bit of a paradox. Let's go rob a CVS, I'm bored. Great, which CVS should we rob? And what do you want to steal? I'm gonna go to the chocolate section and get all the chocolate I can, and then just eat it. Just gonna eat all the chocolate. Does that work for you? Yes, stealing your attention moment by moment. Second by second, hour by hour, day by day. You guys flatter me, you know, I was about to end the stream, but then you guys keep watching. And I'm on the grind now. I'm grinding out those watch hours. Got to get up to the 4,000 so I can make 5 cents on ads that are on my streams. We're at about 3,250 hours. We will definitely reach the 4,000 in due time. But little streams like this, they help a lot. 2 hours, averaging 15 viewers. I mean, I still guess that's only like 30 hours of watch time, but hey, that's how I got it. It all adds up. It all adds up. You're going straight for the register? Well, yeah, but when you go to the register, that's where they sell the chocolate, though. They sell all the impulse buy stuff near the register. 150 laps, probably way more than that. Probably like 1,000. Before you end stream, just know that I'm Team Goat. Well, celebration for Goat, I guess. Jen, celebration. It's also stealing the battery life of your phone. Yeah. Well, you just need to plug it into the hand crank generator and get going. Ooh, look, it's Mike Hunt. Just keep talking. We're getting a location. And thank you, law enforcement. Okay, yeah, you can send law enforcement here, please. Just keep chatting because we're going to send the law enforcement to you, too. Your face is exposed enough to get face recognition. Oh, no, they're going to find me. Oh, no. Thank you for your love for GoatVsFish. Your desire to strike fear into my heart is a miserable failure. You're gonna steal all the cheap stuffed animals? Yes. Then mail them to GoatVsFish. Leveraging the GoatVsFish shit, however, can you make makes complete sense to me. Leveraging the GoatVsFish shit, however, you can make complete sense to me. Well, that doesn't make complete sense to me, but it sounds like you're saying that you think it's working somehow, so I'll take it, I guess. You want to spend time with my son? Thank you for saying you're a fan. I appreciate your fandom very much. I appreciate your support very much. And I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow on the morning motivational. Psychological fascination. Thank you. Thank you for your fascination. Oh my God. David, sorry. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Money. $5. I'm going to give that a heart. I'm going to give it a like. Oh my God, dude. I just made my first unsolicited super chat on this platform. 2 of them. GoatVsFish Reloaded, Astro, and David Sara throwing cash my way. Oh my gosh. Dude. See, all you have to do is walk in circles for over 1,000 hours so you can monetize your YouTube channel, and then you can get 70% of $7. For $5, David Sara has this very important message to say. I'll get this going a bit for you. Love that Andy Kaufman shirt. This is a piece of Comedy Store merchandise. This is Andy Kaufman. It's pretty faded, but it is Andy Kaufman. Used to say the Comedy Store down here. It is Andy Kaufman, but it's actually Jim Carrey portraying Andy Kaufman. They have these neon faces at the Comedy Store. Laurel and Hardy and some other people. And for the Man on the Moon movie, the Jim Carrey sort of biopic, the Andy Kaufman biopic played by Jim Carrey, at the end of it, they wanted to be like, the legacy. So they made a new neon sign in the style of the other Comedy Store signs for the purpose of the movie. And then they put it in the Comedy Store in the movie, and then they just left it in the Comedy Store, so now it's just there. And it is Andy Kaufman portraying, or it's Jim Carrey portraying Andy Kaufman. But every time I wear this hoodie, my mother says that it looks like Mozart. Well, and they all might be equal levels of genius. GoatVsFish is fearless. Yes, indeed. Thank you. You meant GoatVsFish? Well, you mean your comment means $1.99 to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, Jen with the $5. New subscriber. I appreciate that you actually have a sense of humor. I know, right? It's so rare. It's so rare to actually have a sense of humor. You know, people can do wordplay. They can do quips. They can, you can watch like video essays on any topic of your choosing, and you'll kind of hear a lot of the same jokes, same kind of deliveries over and over again. So if you appreciate that I have a sense of humor, then your appreciation goes a long way. And that's why I do what I do. Guys, I've made $15.98 on this stream. I've made almost $1 for every 10 minutes that I've been live. No, I've made more than $1 for every 10 minutes I've been live. I'm making like $1.25 for every 10 minutes. It's a pretty good deal, right? It's like $8 an hour. I'm making like minimum wage. Here's like 150. Thank you. Thank you, Astro Reloaded. Gonna give that a heart. Jen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. It's a dream come true. How about Goat versus Fish, checkers, or tic-tac-toe open battle stream? That sounds good. I like it. I like it all. We just need to put all these ideas somewhere and put it on a giant wheel and then just do them. Because otherwise I'll never remember them all. Congratulations on monetization. Dude, this is a monetization. This is really the first. I used the walking around live streams to get the hours. And then after I got the hours, I got busy doing other things and I didn't do the walking around live streams anymore. So this is kind of my first, I mean, I've done the YouTube streams, but this is kind of my first walking around live stream. I also said I was going to do a YouTube monetization celebration. This isn't that, but I think I should do a YouTube exclusive live stream and just call it monetization celebration. I think you still deserve that. Although I could wait until I have achieved the 4,000 watch hours to do that. Although I could use the monetization celebration stream in order to get more hours to get to the 4,000 hours, which is the second threshold for even more monetization. Goat versus Fish is actually a clone of Andy Kaufman. That event MK Ultra distract us with the dichotomy of Goat versus Fish. True. Adam S. also appreciates my sense of humor. Well, thank you. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. We have a person whose name is a little hard to pronounce. He says, my son has Down syndrome and can't get a part-time job at IKEA. So he cries all night. How do I make a grilled cheese? Well, you get a pan. You put it over heat. You heat the pan. You know, at a good, at least, you know, medium high. You put in butter or an oil of your choosing. You get 2 slices of bread. You put the cheese in the bread. You put cheese of your choice in the bread, preferably something melty, like a cheddar, for example. You make the sandwich. You then throw the sandwich into the hot pan with the oil or butter. You leave it on one side. You know, it depends on how hot it is. You'll have to do a little experimentation. You don't want to run it at the maximum heat. If you run it at the maximum heat, then you might just end up burning the butter. So, you know, experiment at medium to medium high and then toy with going higher, you know, listen for the sizzle when you throw that sandwich on the pan. And then you let it grill on one side for a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes. Then you flip it over, give it another 2-3 minutes. Look for the cheese to melt and also look to see how crispy it is on the outside of the bread and cook it to as crispy as you like. Let it cool for a minute, take it out of the pan, turn off the heat. Let the pan cool, after which you wash it. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for it to cool and the heat's turned off, you can slice and eat your grilled cheese sandwich. Your son decided to play with his cousin instead. Fun. Thank goodness for cousins. You also said Goat vs. Fish would do a hot tub stream. I know. You know what maybe I could do? Maybe I could get like an inflatable kiddie pool and just put it in the yard here. I could put an inflatable pool in the yard and just do a stream in it. I think that would count, right? Would that count? I kind of feel like that could count. Yeah, I got donations. It is dope. Fence of humor, but ching. You take a bad Shane Gillis joke and changed it. Which joke was that? Goat cheese is underrated. Dude, I love goat cheese. I can't have it much because if I have too much dairy, it makes my bum all itchy, which isn't good for fence sitting. But I do like the sort of tartness of goat cheese. And some of my favorite cheeses, like a nice heart. I like a manchego. No, is it manchego? Yeah, I like a manchego. It's a little nutty, buttery, delicious. Wherever it takes it, Goat vs. Fish in an orange Speedo. See, that's the thing about that orange Speedo is that might be too risque for Twitch. That orange Speedo might, because like that really just shows off my package. That could get me banned on Twitch for sure. you know. Although I guess I could do it on YouTube. But, you know, so I don't know if I can do the Speedo. You know, maybe I should do Speedo pics as a patron exclusive, sort of like a backdoor OnlyFans, wink wink. But instead of OnlyFans, I just have some Speedo pics, do some nice Speedo pics, put them on Patreon for $10 patrons and above only. I should get goldfish and goats. Well, getting goats would be cool. I do have an issue with getting fish. See, the thing about getting fish is the more you do goat versus fish, the more you have sympathy for the fish. And fish in bowls, like if you're gonna keep fish, like you can't just keep them in a little bowl, because I think that is torturous and drives them insane. I think Fred Willard did a whole PSA on that. Like, I'm walking around in circles in my backyard. But imagine if this was my whole existence and I couldn't go anywhere ever, and all I could do was walk around in the backyard like this. That's kind of like the existence for a fish that you keep in a little bowl. It has no social life, and it's just very restrictive. And I think that that's kind of cruel, honestly. I could see having fish if I like had a decent sized plot of land and I had like a pond and I could put the fish in the pond. So it was like a little more of a natural environment, like koi fish or something. But I don't think I'd want like a fish bowl with a fish in it. I mean, maybe if you had like a really tricked out, like awesome aquarium that had like nooks and crannies for the fish to swim around, then maybe I could see it. But just having like a fish in a little bowl, I don't think, and also like you gotta, you know, if you have a fish in a tank, like you gotta get the bubbler, like you gotta clean it. You gotta keep that environment clean and healthy for the fish, otherwise you're being negligent. So it's a big deal. Caring for animals is a big deal. If you melt a little goat cheese in instant ramen, it makes the broth super creamy without overpowering the flavor. Thank you for this advice. Fish fry is more humane than a bowl? Maybe so. Get a drunk person to fight a goat. I'm pretty sure you could find that on YouTube already. If you're just passing through, we just had an influx of viewers. You don't have to like the stream. You don't have to subscribe. All you have to do is chat and say something to me. And you can try and roast me. You can ask me a sincere question. You can listen to what's going on in the conversation. You can do whatever you want. And then, if you like the content, then you can like and subscribe. But I shouldn't ask you to like and subscribe before you even get a gist for what the content is. Why you wear mask? That's an excellent question, person who didn't ask that, but who was thinking of asking it. So the pirate thing is the mid-Atlantic. Well, mid-Atlantic is like a made-up accent, right? And mid-Atlantic is like the news accent, right? Why the robber mask? Because I'm up to no good. Because I'm skulking around where I don't belong. And I don't want to be identified. I don't want GoatVsFish to know who I am. Would a fish die if you brined it in alcohol? Yes. Dude, you would die if we brined you in alcohol. We'll call you a pickled Dragon Balls. Early movies did the mid-Atlantic accent. That's also true. You ever had fried squirrel? I don't think so. I'm trying to think if I've ever had squirrel meat. It's possible. It's possible I've had a bite of squirrel meat, but I can't say for sure that I have. Would I try it? If someone, you know, I mean, I wouldn't eat squirrel roadkill because that's disgusting. Because, you know, all of its bones and organs are all mashed together, and it's got like rubber tire on it and also road. But if someone actually like trapped a squirrel and killed it and made meat out of it, like and put it in a stew or something, like I'd eat it. I eat other animals. I mean, why not? I'd eat rat, as long as I knew it was more or less clean. You know, I'd eat it at least once. You can rent a goat. Yes, you can. We have alligator down here in Alabama. I've eaten alligator. I've definitely eaten fried alligator. I've eaten fried alligator in North Carolina. I've eaten scorpions. I've eaten whale, buffalo. I've eaten fish testicles, fish ovaries, or fish sperm sacs anyway. Fish ovaries, turtle. I've had turtle. Crickets, ants. Yeah, I've had it. Snake. I've had snake, frog. Not to mention, of course, all the other animals. You know, chicken, pork, and beef. Sea urchin, squid, octopus. So yeah. Gator is pretty good. Dolphin, I don't think I've eaten dolphin, at least. I mean, I probably have, just because if you eat enough canned tuna in your life, you're probably eating a little bit of dolphin meat by mistake. But to my knowledge, I've never eaten dolphin. I don't think I've eaten shark either. I've had something called shark fin soup, but I don't think it actually had shark fin in it. Barbaric. Well, you know what's really barbaric is the industrial farm industry. The meat industry is barbaric. So, you know, do you eat meat? Then congratulations, you're barbaric. Is this the guy that offed the final boss? Yes, I am. I did off the final boss. And now I'm the boss. So give me all your money. I've made $17.97 in the last 2 hours. I'm on top of the world. Armenians keep goats around for some superstitious reason from pagan times. Shark is good. We have to remember that goats were among the first domesticated animals. That is why goats appear, and fish appear so very often in ancient mythologies and as symbols, such as in the zodiac and in iconography. Goats are, for the most part, you know, compared to other wilder beasts, relatively easy to domesticate. And I mean, a goat can really mess you up for sure, but like they're, you know, if you know, you cut off their horns, and you know, they're not that much of a danger. They're manageable. They breed very fast. They make milk. They are actually much less environmentally intensive, resource intensive than raising cattle. Yeah, goats were among the first domesticated animals, which means that they were foundational to the civilization as we know it. And of course, catching fish was probably a source of protein for humans even before that. So keeping goats around for superstitious reasons, maybe it's delicious. Maybe they keep goats around for delicious reasons. This guy's playing dumb, very suspicious. It's true, I am so intelligent that literally anything I say is me playing dumb, because I'm smarter than anything that I could possibly say. Boss is alive? Oh no, I'll have to try it again. The boss likes it. The boss likes it. You know, we set a hitman after the boss once in a while. And the boss gets a kick out of it. It's like a little game of cat and mouse or a game of goat and fish. The history of animal domestication is incredibly fascinating. Also, a lot of diseases. Basically, every time that we engaged in a new like civilizational practice, it brought a whole bunch of diseases with it. Like early domestication in cities and towns, because then, you know, the towns and stuff would be built around the farms. You'd have these farms like in the middle of the cities and stuff, and then you have all the excrement and all the waste byproducts from all the animals being together, and it created all these like diseases that we now have to deal with that didn't exist before then. And then people start congregating, and then they start getting diseases because of their congregation. And then, you know, then we get sewage and all kinds of things. Like, so many of our diseases come from our various changes in our lifestyles. So, you know, that's life. Wait, for real? I have the same thing. What do you have? You're dying from stage 4 liver and respiratory failure, so it's good to find a conversation. Well, hey, I'm glad that I could provide you some conversation on your way out. You know, dying people need hospitality, and you know, I don't know you, but I am very grateful that you are finding some joy in your last moments of life. You know, we don't shy away from talking about death on the fence. Death happens, it's gonna happen to all of us. So, yeah, my heart goes out to you. And, you know, I hope I can give you some joy in your final moments. That there'd be no greater honor for me, there'd be no greater service than I could provide. Texas produces over 50% of the catfish. However, we consume over 80% of the nation's supply of farm-raised catfish. Who's we in this case? Texas? So you produce 50% of the supply of catfish, but you eat 80% of the supply of catfish? Checks out. You're a net catfish importer is what you're telling me. It's a tragedy. They kill the goats and perform a ceremony with the blood. Well, I mean, ancient Greeks did that with cows. I mean, in a way, every time we do our factory farming and put animals on conveyor belts and then kill them and then turn them into meat and eat them, we're kind of performing an animal sacrifice, aren't we? You're drinking and smoking even though I'm on oxygen. Dude, it's your life. I'm not here to tell you what to do, what not to do, man. I mean, it's probably not good for your condition, but then again, you're on the other side of the internet and there's nothing I can do for you. So, you know, enjoy your life, man. You live your life. I'm not a doctor anyway, so what advice could I possibly give you? I mean, I don't have exactly the same thing. Oh, okay. Well, you know, look, well, we're all going to die of something. We fencing it up? Oh, we're fencing it up, Ace and Deuce. Finally, your time has come, Ace and Deuce. It's real fence hours. It's real fence hours. Human sacrifices? I'm not interested in that. Although we, as a civilization, routinely perform human sacrifices. We sacrifice them to our money god Economos on a regular basis. We sacrifice them for oil. We sacrifice them for the prison industrial complex. We're performing human sacrifices all the time over here. Good night, Sensual Sloth. You're immortal. Congratulations. Hope that works out for you. We'll see you, Sensual. Hope to have you back soon. The time has come for the fence to rise even higher. Yes, higher. This is about as high as we have it right now. You have a friend who swears that the elite are eating kids. I'm sure it's happened. I'm pretty sure it's happened. But even if they're not literally eating the kids, they're doing everything else that's just as bad to the kids. So whether they're eating kids or not is kind of almost irrelevant because of, I mean, I guess it would be relevant, but even if they weren't, the things they're doing to the kids are already so abhorrent that the fact that in this hypothetical world they weren't eating them doesn't really let them off the hook any. So they might as well be eating the kids. Bench too low. Well, send me money, I'll make it higher. The verses have become so hot that even with the slate verses I sweat. Yeah, sweat, got it going like a turbo vet. If there's any of you watching who haven't liked the stream, give it a like. Maybe before I was like, let's get up to 20, but now maybe we'll get up to 30. Hey, it's tomorrow, guys. It's 12:06 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It's tomorrow. Congratulations. The Goat vs. Fish morning motivation starts in 7 hours and 54 minutes approximately. Unban Josh Denny fan. Oh, God. It's always suspicious when someone comes in and their account is an account name that says to unban someone else. Any thoughts on Mersh taking Ice Dancer back after she cheated on him? I don't know anything about that, so I have no thoughts on it whatsoever. Other than, how dare they? I can't believe they would do such a thing. It's Goat vs. Fish Thursday. We have liked the verses. Thank you for liking the verses. We're at 28. Let's get to 30, baby. Pulling an all-nighter. I mean, I'm pulling it for as long as I'm pulling it. I am enjoying the views. I'm enjoying the walk. I've made $17.97. What more can we ask for? YouTube channel banned me. You're suffering from censorship. Oh no. Then they whine about suffering from censorship. Like, you think you're a victim of censorship. People think they're a victim of censorship because they get banned from a YouTube channel. It's like, dude, you want to take up censorship? Are you upset about censorship? Then, like, protest the fact that there's still book bans in this country. Now, here in California, we passed a law that put a ban on book bans, which I think is pretty based. But the only reason you care about censorship as it relates to you is because you were banned from a channel personally. But if you actually care about censorship as a larger political issue, then there's a lot, you could be spending your time a lot better than just trying to get yourself unbanned from YouTube channels. Dork. Thank you. Dweeb. Censorship indeed. You were banned from YouTube? Obviously not. You're here, dude. You're literally here. My world does not hang on censorship because I have a life. Lol. I mean, censorship is a real issue. Getting banned on YouTube it can be a form of censorship, I suppose. It is. I thought you just meant like as a user, banned from a chat. But it's true, YouTube does engage in actual meaningful censorship. But yeah, saying like, I don't care about censorship because I have a life is sort of like saying like, oh, I don't care about being stabbed in the face because I have a life. You laugh about it, but, you know, so now I'll just play the other side of the argument. But, yeah, banning books, censorship, it's, you know, it can be a real issue. It can really, fuck up a society. Then again, we've also seen what maximal free speech can rot, and that's also you know, no cup of tea either. Like, I can't take anything you're saying seriously, Sojo, because you end all of your statements with like all of these emojis, which is like a big time troll move. All books should be flame retardant. Agreed. Chat room, the Messiah is here. He's gonna get you all worked out. Look, what are you talking about, dude? You better start making some sense. You're just being ridiculous. Stop, you're a retarded boy. Can we get Sojo banned, please? We don't need this sort of talk around here. Get out of here, Sojo. I don't think you're good for the vibe around here. I think we'll just get rid of your ass. Don't care, don't mind. We gotta curate. Your sacrifice will be noted. Your human sacrifice will be noted, Sojo. Oh yeah, the biggest. See, look, it's all just troll bullshit. It's all just troll nonsense. Put the user in timeout. Hide user on this channel. Yeah, I think that's a ban. All right, thank you for your input. Thank you very much. Is the tarot card thing real? I mean, it's the project has had many starts and stops. It's a massive project. There are a few cards that exist, but you know, will it ever get done? Who's to say? But if you want to be on a tarot card, then I would recommend that you, you know, commission your own tarot deck and have it be the I Can Fix Amber Heard tarot deck, and it just is all the memes that you like. What's up? What's up, Crochet? Nobody's saying the verses of censorship is the greatest of all. There are many verses of equal or greater importance. I mean, if all you're doing is going on a YouTube channel and saying, don't censor me, and that's literally the extent of your contribution to the conversation, then you're just spamming at that point. So, You know, I don't have any respect for that. The Bible is one big tarot. Yeah, pretty fair analysis. Can we get one more like on the stream? It seems like viewership has dropped precipitously, although you can never trust these numbers. But if we get one more like, we'll be at 30 likes, and then, you know, we can say we did it. You can say we reached an arbitrary number, guys. Don't you love reaching arbitrary goals and numbers? I know I do. Then again, we don't need the 30 likes. We can just accept that we've done a good job tonight. You hit 30. I'm still at 29, according to my metrics. According to my metrics. And now it says my viewers are down to 1. See, YouTube is on the fritz, baby. You're showing 30. Yeah, YouTube is not sending us accurate data anymore. If we don't get 40 likes, I'm editing. You're ending it all. Okay. Okay, you do you, man. We will assist. We will assist in any way we can. Can I ask you if you're using a third-party app to stream? It's just straight from YouTube. Just keeping it simple. I'm not even using my microphone or anything to make my audio better. I'm just going raw. I just wanted to, I mean, it's real fence hours, you know. It's nothing fancy, only fancy. Nothing fancy, only fancy. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it. We've been going for 2 hours and 17 minutes. Pretty damn serious. Darth Fencer indeed. We've been walking for over 2 hours, guys. As Borat would say, great success. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna have a drink of water, and we're gonna wrap this baby up. What do you say? You say 8 more hours than motivate? Ugh. $100 an hour. $100 an hour. Exclamation tip, $100. I guess you can't exclamation tip. But yeah, if you Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or tip me $100 in the next 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, then I'll go for another hour. How's that? I mean, I appreciate that you want me to do an all-nighter, but it's like, you know, you make big demands, you get big prices. You know, I ain't ashamed to ask for it, because one of these days you'll do it. Real fence hours. Well, I know you do. It's just like, if you have the audacity to ask me to stream for 8 hours and get no sleep, then I will certainly have the audacity to ask you for a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? It's like equal. It's like equal audacity. The outdoor fence crown. Is that what this thing is? Live. I'm live now. Real Fence Hours. Do I get to see what my analytics are on the Real Fence Hours as I'm live? 27 hours of watch time. I guess I could stay live a little bit longer. You know why? Because I want to use the massage chair. So you could watch me in the massage chair, but then again, maybe I just want to fucking relax and not bring you along with me to the massage chair. Yeah. Maybe I just want to I gotta relax. I gotta cut you guys loose. I need some me time. Although I am gonna get 30 likes by pushing the like button myself. I just gave myself the 30th like. Can't expect the big fence not to be big fence. Well, you could still choose GoatVsFish one of these verses. Why doesn't it say how many viewers I currently have? Shouldn't there be like a little viewer thing that says how many viewers I have? Goal? What, I can add a goal? Oh, I can like make a super chat goal? Show how you'll celebrate? I'll host a Q&A section. That's kind of what this whole thing is. Yeah, why doesn't it tell me how many viewers? Oh, so there it is. 7 watching now. Started streaming 2 hours ago. All right. All right. Oh, my back is kind of hurting a little bit. Definitely need to use that massage chair. Well, yeah, it shows something different. Oh my God, it shows something different for everyone. Everyone, I just murdered an insect off stream. Sorry, I've taken a life. No, I didn't injure myself. I killed an insect. I killed a fly. It landed on the screen. I snuck up on it with my finger like this, and then bam! It dead. I am the god of this fly's world. Your back is hurting because of that? No, just, I mean, I have a chronic bad back, but so sometimes walking can aggravate it a little bit, but also if I don't get any exercise, it's even worse. Hometown Supervillain says, I'm a hero. That's an inherently contradictory statement, and I am appalled that you would make it and so brazenly in front of this me on this very stream. Do you really? Yes, I do really. I do really. Yes, I do really. Yes, I do really. HG mode, do you still like the chicken heads? Yes, yes I do. That's a nice command center. I mean, it's more like a living room. Can we have a mini house tour? Maybe next time. I have done house tours before. Maybe next time. All right. We got a Roman Groznik loves your balaclava. Actually, it is not a balaclava. It is a, well, I mean, unless that's just another word for hammered dulcimer. Ooh, it's the hammered dulcimer. a little bit out of tune. So you'll have to forgive the out of tuneness of it. If you can manage that. If you can manage to forgive the out of tuneness. Maybe, just maybe. We can have a beautiful world together. They don't really have enough. Don't really have enough. Oh, maybe like that. Will that work? Will that hold? Let's hope it holds. You're curious about the thing in the red text on the wall? It says Comedy Church. There's a neon sign and it lights up. But we'll save that for another day. Thank you for joining us on Real Fence Hours. It's nice getting fancy with you all. But the verses calls, the verses calls. So, nighty night, bye. Fun stuff. Fun stuff, thank you. We'll see you next time. And thanks for the $17.97 contribution. Morning Motivational starts at 8 at night.